Happy Saturday and welcome to Appears to be Polarizing. I'm your host, John, aka JB3, and today we're going to talk about the thing that's very hot in the media right now, and that'd be DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. Now, this is something that other presidents have done. They've named it different things. President Obama had a similar program in place, so did Bill Clinton back in his day, but this is the only time it's a problem all of a sudden. I find it funny because in an agency like DOGE, is something that should be good. We're trying to root out corruption in the government, trying to root out wasteful spending. The American taxpayer currently has a burden. I believe the burden for each taxpayer is about $71,000 into the debt, if not more, in order to get it repaid. That's crazy that each taxpayer owes $71,000 to get the government back to a net zero, which shouldn't have to happen. The government should be taking taxes from us that it does and having useful spending and having a limit on their spending. But they seem to think that they can just spend it on whatever they want to. You look at the U.S. aid division that was closed. That was identified by DOGE as having lots of wasteful taxpayer spending. A lot of it is being put out there with different programs that are done overseas, giving aid to different nations for putting on a play with transgenders. That makes no sense to me. If DOGE is really uncovering things, and they're uncovering things that shouldn't be taken care of by us as American taxpayers, I want to see the list as well. I'm not sold on everything that's been found is absolutely corrupt because I don't know. I want to see the list and what was spent. I want to see documentation. It's our public government. All this stuff should be in public eye. Should be able to be seen on what things are being spent on. And to think that people are more worried about who's running it. Why is Elon Musk, he wasn't elected, running DOGE? Well, that's what people got to understand in our democracy, and I use those quotation fingers because we are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. Easy one to figure out, but hard one to explain for some people. In our constitutional republic, we have states, and within those states, we have governors, we have mayors, we have councilmen, we have we have state senators, state representatives, things like that. All of those are elected at the state level, per state. Some regionally, some locally. If you're talking a town, like a council or a mayor, then those are done within that town. Then you get to the larger product of the state representative or state senator. Those are voted on by a group of towns, and then those people represent them at the state level. Then the state as a whole will then elect the ones that best represent their region of their state for U.S. representatives, and then usually the state is split in half or just put as one together for their two senators to represent the entire state. Then the only office that is voted for by the entire nation is president. So that when that president gets in, they appoint a cabinet, which every president has done, and they appoint people to help with them with the agendas that they're trying to fulfill during their presidency. They have goals. They have things they want to do. Every president has that. And they appoint people that are aligned with their goals. So when people say that Elon Musk was not elected, you're right, he wasn't. But Donald Trump was. And Donald Trump trusts Elon Musk to fulfill the agenda that he's looking for. And that was to drain the swamp, as he liked to say. I say drain the sewer because that's more of what Washington is. It's a sewer. Nothing good comes from it. A swamp, good things can come from it. A sewer, not so much. So when it comes to DOGE has uncovered all sorts of, unnecessary funding, even fraudulent spending that has been uncovered at this point and identified, but where's the paper trail? That's what I want to see next. So until that paper trail comes through, I'm not fully on board, but I'm definitely not on board. I like what they're doing. I like where they're going. I like the thought of returning some money to the taxpayers, not all of it, because you need to bring the budget down and bring the deficit down first. To me, you take care of military veterans who have come home and don't have anything to do, don't have a place to live. They've served our nation, and they've dropped everything else to do that. So for us to give back a little to them, I don't have a problem with that. Get with the money that they're finding, take care of veteran housing, take care of jobs for veterans. If we're supposedly so short on people to do certain jobs because immigrants are being deported, then give the veterans those jobs. Give them first crack at them. It's a job for them to do. It's something to keep them busy and keep their mind off of things that they've done. If there are better jobs out there and they're qualified for those, then absolutely. But if they're not, get them a job, get them some income, get them started on the right track. But DOGE is one of those things that every I guess elected official and elected president should put in place to make sure it stays in place and make sure that people in Washington aren't the ones running it, because then you're just looking at more and more corruption. And in this case, I'll say it's funny because when it was first introduced, and there were senators and Congress people waiting outside the offices saying, "You can't go in there. You need to let us in. You need to let us in." Well, no, an audit's being done. You're not being let in, and there are people screaming about why are they being allowed to look at my social security number? Why are they being allowed to look at this and that? Why are you not screaming at the corruption they're finding, the money that's been spent just rampantly without our permission, really, just been designated to be sent off to somewhere else, foreign aid, not to be used on U.S. citizens? It's our taxpayer money. American citizens should come first with where it goes to. Foreign aid should be a second or third option, not even definitely not a first. But with the people looking at it saying it can't happen, it shouldn't happen, it looks like this to me. Imagine you are in a relationship with somebody and you think they're cheating on you. You go through their phone and you find out, because they left their phone unlocked or whatever, you have access to their phone, you have access to things that they should, and you're supposed to be a trusting relationship, and you find things that show you that they're not being faithful to you. When you confront them with this information, you would say, "Hey, I found all this information on your phone that says you're seeing somebody else." And their first question is, "Why are you looking through my phone?" That says a lot right there. And that's what's happening in Washington. Why are you looking at our agencies? Not what did you find? Why are you looking at them? Well, now we know that those people are probably involved in some of the mass corruption that's been going on in our government. Again, on your way out, if this is content you like, my name is John. It pays to be polarizing. I'll be doing segments like this. I'll be doing other segments as well. But this is one of those. You hit the like button, subscribe, share with anybody you'd like to. I'd appreciate it. Have a good day.